you can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song.
Welcome to Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged with your host, Brain Fitzpatrick. Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged is a snapshot of the day-to-day experiences of disabled individuals as they navigate the world around us. We wish to shed light and open your eyes on a new perspective of people with disabilities. And by going unplugged, we can discuss viewpoints we hope will challenge our viewers' points of view. Most of us have disabilities we must live with, but what defines us is the way we deal with them. And now, here's your host, Brain Fitzpatrick.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick with another episode of Wheeling the Pathways of Life with your host, Brain Fitzpatrick. And I'd like to thank Pittsburgh Community Television and my crew. Today I have a very exciting announcement to make. It won't be until July, but Wheeling the Pathways of Life is going on a road trip just down the street a little ways, down to the Common on 1st Street. We're going to be at Third Thursday. The dates in question depending on the weather, but we're working on dates. But depending on the weather, it's going to be the 20th. So we're going to be doing something for the first time. And then there's doing a live episode from the field. And that fits right in with the title of the show, the Wheeling the Pathways of Life. We finally found the pathway we can wheel. So, we're going to see how that goes and see who I can get for guests and stuff. But today I wanted to talk about a little bit about, more about stuff that's came up this week, and talk about schedules and talk about ways that things like a average test at the hospital is going to take basically the entire summer to plan. It's probably going to take a couple weeks to plan anyway. And what I wanted to talk about is how the plan, how everything's got to be planned out to the T as far as a disabled person, depending on what you have to deal with. Now, the test that I have to go for is not a big deal, but it's a lot of prep work. When you hit a certain age, you gotta go for something like I might as well say it, For those people that are confused on what I'm saying, as I have to go through tests like any older person has to go through, I just had to schedule my first colonoscopy at the age of 46 and a half, going on 47 next week. But due to my disability and the difficulty I have, most people can go have the test done and come out and be done with it. But because of the prep work and because of the situation, the way it is with my staffing and everything, I will probably be in the hospital for a day. Because of the fact that all the prep work we got to do and everything. But that's not going to be until October. I just want to tell you guys that situations like that are much harder for me to deal with as opposed to anybody else. Now, as some of you may know, I do have a history of cancer. It wasn't colon cancer, it was thyroid, but that puts me at higher risk. So that's why I want to do it. But just to tell you again, that is something that I have to fire plan for. I've already talked to the insurance company. I'm already working on transportation for it. So that's all stuff we gotta consider when time comes. And I will probably do it, and get my crew wants to, and get my crew coming in here and yells at me. I will probably do it, but the doctor said, you can do it now or you can wait till you're 50, but I would recommend that anybody follow the doctor's orders. Follow the doctor's request and do it. But if it's not able to be done logistically, right now I can wait for it, but they recommend that I do it as soon as October. They're filled up right now. But anyway, the reason why I brought that up again is just to tell you how much work it's gonna take to put that together. And that's not something you can just do in a heartbeat. You know. And we'll see how that goes. But one of the other things is too that people don't realize the decisions other people make affect me greatly. With the fact that if a person decides not to come to work or whatever, it really affects what I can do. Now, if you're telling me a situation with you that is going on with you, that's going to affect my situation too. If you tell me you can't be there, that means I can't schedule things that I want to do or I have to do. Because I have to conform to the PCA schedules and or desires. What they're willing, it shouldn't be what they're willing to do. The only way I can do things is when the PCAs or the staff members are willing to do it. You know, there's times when you have to say, when it comes to me, you come to work with me and you conform as much as you can to my schedule. I don't always have to conform to your schedule. Now I understand if you're sick or whatever, that's a different story, but if you just want a day off, we got a plan for it. And if your kids are sick, that's one thing, but if you just, I feel like I don't want to come to work today, that's unacceptable in this business as far as caregiving. With that, folks, we will take our first public service announcement. We will be right back.
When all I see is the battle, you see my victory. When all I see is a mountain, you see a mountain move. And as I walk through the shadow, your love surrounds me. Yeah. There's nothing to fear now, for I am safe with you. So when I fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you, and every fear I lay at your feet, and I sing through the night. 'Cause, oh God, the battle belongs to you. And if you are for me, who can be against me? Yeah. For Jesus, there's nothing impossible for you. When all I see are the ashes, you see the beauty. Thank you, God. Oh, when all I see is a cross, God, you see the empty tomb. So when I fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you, and every fear I lay at your feet. I'll sing through the night. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. An almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Oh, nothing can stand against the power of our God. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. So when I fight, I'll fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. And every fear I lay at your feet, I sing through the night. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. Oh God, the battle belongs to you.
Okay, stand by.
Someday.
Good afternoon, folks, again. This is Brain Fitzpatrick with Wheeling the Pathway to Life. And the reason why I brought up all the situations is, and I know I sound like a broken record sometimes, but I am so sick of relying on other people, no, having other people tell me what's convenient for me and tell me what's convenient for them as far as what they can do and what they can't do. Now, I'm not talking about volunteers for my show, but I'm talking about people that work for me and people that get paid for the job. And the real reason why I possibly may have to go in the hospital in October is because people don't want to do what's required for the job to take care of me. And that is something that's unacceptable to me. But the state also, the other frustrating part is the state isn't behind me as far as requiring the staff to do what they need to do. Like I said, most people would go for the test and be done with it. But I have to plan out because there's a lot of prep work that needs to be done before. And that would be a lot of requirements for the staff. And I can't hold them responsible because the state doesn't want me to. But it will, it's just a normal thing that's turning into a big thing that doesn't need to be that way. So I mean, anybody from the state listening, you need to realize that we need to take a look at that. We need to get either the VNA in or something in order to make this less expensive for insurance companies to pay for, because a night with extra staff would be cheaper than a night or 2 nights in the hospital. So, and the frustrating part is it's routine. It's nothing unusual. As you get older, you got to do this test every 5 years. So, and, you know, it just drives me nuts when a PCL caregiver can tell me, no, I don't want to do it, so I have to change everything. And that's unfair, as far as I'm concerned. Yes, the PCAs and the staff have rights, but we have rights too. And yes, I have to honor it as an employee, but I don't have to like it. And I don't like it. Even though that it is a vacation for me to have to go in, but that's not the way I wanted to take a vacation. But anyway, folks, and the other thing is to make sure when the doctors tell you this, when the doctors tell you things that need to be done, don't let them tell other people before they tell you. Because the ultimate decision to do what I need to do medically is mine. And right now I don't know if I'm going to actually do the test. I know I'm going to do the test, but I don't know if I'm going to do it right now. I have no significant, I have a significant, it's not significant, but let me back up. I can talk today. I have a significant enough history to be concerned, but I don't have colon. I never have had a colon cancer situation. I have had thyroid, but that's way different than thyroid cancer, but it is still cancer, so it is something to be concerned about. But I am okay, and the show will continue to go on. It's just a routine thing. It's a pain in the butt, but we can deal with it. One of the other things is, too, the reason why I brought all this up today was because you got so many moving parts to this whole thing. It's amazing how one 20-minute test is going to take 4.5 months to plan, because that's the way it is. So, anyway, I will give you updates on the plan as far as that goes, and I will let you guys know when I'm totally fine. It's a routine situation, but I just felt you should know, as my fans and my guests. But I'm really looking forward to the summer we got planned and the situations we got planned. But I just had to get that on my chest because it is not only something that people don't realize it takes a lot of work to do stuff, but it is a situation that it shows that any normal person has to go through. Any disabled person sometimes has to go through the normal test. Sorry guys, I just had to take a drink. But anyway, that's what's going on with the situation. So and everybody says, don't worry about it. Don't plan so early, but you have to in a situation like this. It takes a lot. So anything that's normal planning for you, double it for me. It's quite a bit of headache as far as that goes. But anyway, we will. What I'm planning, what I'm planning on doing is just continuing to bring shows to you and continuing to have opportunities, but there will be shows where straight conversations like I'm having today about difficult situations that are personal to me, and I will only talk about my medical. I will not talk about anybody else's unless they want me to, but I will divulge as much as I feel comfortable talking about. And you guys can know that I will keep your medical stuff, what you tell me private until you tell me to release it. But I will tell you one thing. Without Jesus Christ, I wouldn't be where I am today. And one thing I would recommend is before you take on a situation like the stuff that I have to go through on a daily basis, and this is for anybody with a disability. If they have a visible disability or not, know where you came from and know where you're going as far as your belief system. Now, I can't tell you what to believe, but I can darn sure encourage you to think about think about where you're going and what you're doing and how you're being perceived. Because if you're trying to win people for Christ and you're not acting like a person that knows Christ, then you're not going to be as effective if you talk about Christ and talk about situations that are coming up. Now, I've been through situations where I get angry and situations make me mad, but there's no excuse to not give God the glory as far as what's going to happen. And know that He is the one that's got me, and He is the one that's going to make everything okay. And one day I am going to see Him. Not anytime soon, hopefully, but sooner than later. So, I mean, hopefully later than sooner, but whatever happens, happens. But I will tell you this. I'm going to give it one. I'm going to have fun, but I'm going to work as hard as I can for Jesus until the day He decides to take me home. And I will guarantee one thing. As much as I can, it'll be His decision and not mine when that time is. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I don't have anything wrong with me other than I'm a pain in the butt. And I drive people nuts, such as my crew and such as the staff here at PCT, Pittsburgh Community Television, both Channel 1301, Access Pittsfield, the School Department Channel 1302, and the Government Channel 1303, but they put up with me every week. And I appreciate you putting up with me every week and trying to understand what I'm saying. And sometimes I have to stand here and talk to myself for an hour. But that's part of the business, so you and I can just have a one-on-one conversation. It doesn't feel like a one-on-one conversation, but somebody out there has to feel like I do in situations, or worse. There could be someone out there. Now, I'm not saying anybody's in a this bad off of a situation, but there's someone out there that thinks, how does he do it every day? How does he not feel angry and stuff? I do feel angry, but as in the title, as in the opening remarks on my show, it's not the disability that defines us. It's what we do with the disability. It's what how we handle the disability that defines us. It's not the disability itself that defines us. It's how we react to the situation as it comes up. Like I said, that is the main focus of the show today, and I want you to go away with today. It's not what you deal with, it's how you deal with it. That's the problem. That is the concern in the concern in the situation that has to be dealt with. It's not so much what you have to deal with, it's how you deal with it and how you approach it. Many people could say, Brian's worried about it. No, I'm not worried about the test, but what I am worried about is the people that say, you can't do this, you can't do that, or you need to do it this way. I'm doing things the way I need to do them. If you can't understand that, respectfully, you need to get the heck out of my way and let me do it. Because no one knows what I need to do besides me and Jesus Christ. So, I mean, with respect and listening to my parents and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, if I decide to take a test or something that is mostly done annually, it is still my decision. It should not, you can give your opinion, but it should not influence. It should influence, but your influence shouldn't be exactly, influences should not be, how do I say this? Influences should not be put in a way that's more directive. We want you to do this, and if you don't do this, you're in trouble. That doesn't work. We all have rights. We all have responsibilities. And I know more than anybody what my responsibility is. And the people that respect me and the people that understand what those situations are, what those situations mean to me, and the people that I respect, and those are the people that I will take each situation. And each situation is different, so I will take everybody's advice and advisement, but the final decision is mine. As many people know, being in the chair, and realizing that life is not going to be easy, it doesn't give people the right to make decisions for the people. If they have if they have the way if they can communicate or talk, they They should be given the opportunity to say what they want to say. It may not be popular, it may not be what you expect, but it's them expressing themselves and being able to be productive members of society in the way they feel most comfortable doing. It may be odd to you, odd to the next person dealing with that person, but it may not be odd to them. So in that respect, all people need to respect everybody's frame of mind and how they deal with things. Don't make fun of them. Don't do situations that are contrary to the belief systems of this country and the belief systems that we should keep. We're free to live our lives as free as possible. I know things are financial and there's rules and regulations. We should have the right to make a final decision and be respected in that decision, even though the decision may not be the most popular in the world to deal with. That's just me, but this is my opinion and my opinion alone. This is not the opinion of the station or anybody else around me per se. But I'm just talking to you one-on-one. And don't let anybody tell you just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean you can't wait till the last minute and cancel an appointment because you don't want to do it. The people that work with you care about you and understand that, but it's not their body and they don't know what, they can't know what I'm thinking and what I'm going through unless I choose to tell them. So, in my opinion, staff in this business think that we are there. Some staff, not all staff, feel that it's appropriate to tell me what they think, and me to take it as gospel. And I am here to tell you, the only gospel I rely on is Jesus Christ. And with all due respect, even my parents, sometimes their decisions and their wants and desires for me are not favorable to me on my choices. And that is not my, it is not my desire to make that a problem, but it's my hope that people like parents and stuff can respect their family member, that they know what they're doing. There are some cases where decision making is difficult, but you need to know when to step in and when to back off. With that, I will come back in just a moment and wrap up the show, the last 10 minutes of the show. We will be right back.
I have a maker. He formed my heart before even time began. My life was in his hand. He knows my name. He knows my every thought. He sees each tear that falls and hears me when I call. I have a father, and he calls me his own, and he'll never leave me, no matter where I go. He knows my name. He knows my every thought. And he sees each tear that falls and hears me when God of justice, Savior to all, came to rescue the weak and the poor, chose to serve and not be served. Jesus, you have called us. Freely we received, now freely we will give. We must go, live to feed the hungry, stand beside the broken. We must go, stepping forward, keep us from just singing, move us into action. We must go.
Sorry, folks, we had some technical difficulties, so we had to go to PSA break real quick. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Thank you for that quick thinking on that PSA break. Good job, Kels. What I was saying is I need you to put up the website, the email for this, Kels. Email for the show. This is how everybody can get a hold of me at Wheeling the Pathway to Life at gmail.com for any information or any comments or suggestions for the show. But I will get back to you. It may take me a while, but I will respond to you either by email or just think of a way to communicate with you the next week on the show. I think some of the topics that I have will be easier if I'm done. It will be easier sometimes if I have situations where a lot of people ask the same questions. I can just answer the question at the same time, one time instead of 5,000 times. But then again, it may be a case of we may have to do multiple shows on the questions. But like I said, thank the ability to do a show on a subject like I talked about today, and to have the ability to do a topic that is difficult and not be shut down because of the topic and because of the way way Pittsburgh Community Television does it. It's just like the news media where we are under the First Amendment rights, and we typically do not edit my shows because we want to let it speak. Let me get the information out that I want to get out and that you need to have, so you'll be well informed before you have to make a decision, such as medical, such as dealing with dealing with the politics of situations. Um, so again, if anybody has any information they want or have a question about it, I have a question about my show, they can get hold of me at Wheeling the Pathways of Life at gmail.com, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I hope that what I bring to you, even though it was a kind of a run-on show today, as far as I'm concerned, but I hope that it was helpful, and I appreciate the opportunity just to be able to communicate the way I do, and I hope you can use this as an educational tool. And I recommend, as we get into finals and as we get into situations where job careers are coming up to for graduations and stuff like that, and people deciding where they're gonna work and stuff, pay attention to this show and pay attention to what I go through, because it may be a career that you may want, or you may hear something and decide not to do it. I'm not saying, well, I'm not for or against you making decisions to do the job, but I'm just giving you the tools, and what you do with them is your choice. Again, I really appreciate everything everybody does for me, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say again, thank you to my parents for everything they do, but the ultimate thanks that I'd like to make is to Jesus Christ himself. With that, folks, we will be back next week, and I will see you all next week, and I hope you have a good week. And this has been Brain Fitzpatrick with another episode of Wheeling the Pathway to Life. Have a good afternoon, folks.
You can bury the workman, but the work will go